My dad sent me to boarding school at a young age because my stepmom didn't like me and is shocked that I don't want to spend more time with his family during the summers. Now he's threatening not to send me back. I was sent to boarding school at age 10, right after my stepmom got pregnant with my half-brother. My mother had died by suicide when I was a baby, and when my dad remarried, everything changed. The night conversations I overheard made it clear. I was being sent away so they could start fresh as a family. She could be like her mother. I heard my stepmom tell my dad through their bedroom wall, potentially a bad influence on our future children. We need to think about what's best for everyone. What hurt most wasn't the boarding school itself. It was the reason. I wasn't being sent away for better education or opportunities. I was being removed so my stepmom could pretend I didn't exist. But something unexpected happened at school. For the first time in my life, I found people who actually wanted me around. My closest friends became the family I'd never had. Teachers who cared about my success. A community where I belonged without apologizing for existing. By age 15, I'd spent 4 Thanksgiving holidays with friends' families instead of going home. My dad had always signed off on this without comment, which confused me given what happened this summer. The crisis came during a breakfast conversation that blindsided me completely. My dad, who never talked to me during meals, suddenly sat down and said he was concerned I wasn't spending enough time with family. "I want to keep you here for your final 2 years of high school," he announced. "Enroll you in the local private school so you can be with the family." I panicked. After 5 years of building a life where I actually mattered, he wanted to rip me away and force me back into a house where I felt like an intruder. When I expressed distress at leaving school, he took it as proof of how unattached from family I'd become. "You're the reason I'm not attached to family," I exploded. "Removing me from school would only remove me from the one place I have any real family." He stormed off, saying he was resolved to remove me from boarding school. That night, desperate and terrified, I wrote him an email. I apologized for my outburst, offered compromises like regular FaceTime calls and holiday visits, highlighted my academic achievements, and tried to appeal to his logical side. His response was brutal. "When we spoke, I told you I had made my decision. That stance has not changed. Do not forget that you are still a child under my care despite what you may feel. One day you will see the wisdom in this and be thankful." I felt that familiar childhood helplessness, the same powerlessness I'd felt at 10 when they shipped me away. But this time, I had something I didn't have as a child: strategic thinking. I realized there was one person who definitely didn't want me back in that house permanently, the same person who'd fought to get me sent away in the first place. I found my stepmom in the kitchen and took a deep breath. "I need to talk to you about something important. Dad wants to bring me home permanently for my last 2 years of high school." Her face went through a series of expressions. Confusion, shock, then something that looked like horror. "He wants to what?" she asked, clearly having no idea this conversation had ever happened. "He thinks I should leave boarding school and come home to be closer to family. He's already decided." Without another word, she left the room. Within minutes, I could hear her voice raised from their bedroom, though I couldn't make out specific words. Then silence. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. It was my dad, and he sounded furious. "It's clear you've made up your mind and don't want to be part of this family," he said coldly. "Since you didn't even want to try working with me, I'm sending you back to school." He ended the call with, "I hope you can deal with the consequences of your choices."